G'day fishing legends, Cubits here, and today we're going to be swapping some trebles around because there's nothing else to do. Did you know that there's an upside down and a right way around? Let's take a look at that. So we got a little tango shad here. I'm gonna pop him over to one side. And, you know, there are a bunch of ways you can do this. You can get pliers and things. I like these little tweezers because they were really cheap. But yeah, today we're going to be swapping out the trebles on this tango shad and just making sure that we get our trebles on the right way around, because it actually does make a big difference to your hookup rate and also the way that the lure sits in the water. So with the front treble, as you can see here, when it sits flush against the body, one treble point is pointing down and two treble points are up against the body, like that, nice and flat there. So our front treble is going to be sitting that way around, but the rear treble generally sits the opposite way around. So you've got two treble points facing down like this and one treble point pointing up. And that one treble that points up is the one that's going to hook the fish in the top of the jaw there, because they come up and hit it, and it's going to whack them up into that hard palate, and get a good hookup. Also, with the two bottom ones facing down, they're the ones that you always catch the fish in the side of the mouth. So that's that bottom side treble is going to hook it in the corner of the mouth, and that's like the perfect point to hook up a fish with most fish species. So you want to make sure that your hooks are that way around. Now, when it comes to trebles, it's one of the easiest ways that you can tune a lure to sort of act like you want it to. And with these tango shads, I like to set most of my lures to suspending or even like slow sinking. You snag up a little bit more, but it lets you work lures through like a bigger depth range and also much slower. You can sort of really let them hang and sort of sit and sink towards the bottom a little bit. So one of the best ways to do it is to upgrade the front treble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this quite thin gauge treble. I think it's like I don't know what size that is. I can't remember the sizes on these. It's probably like a size 12 or 10. And I'm just going to go up one size on that front treble. And the front treble is sort of where you want to put your weight gain if you're going to use trebles, because it's sort of centered with the action of the lure. So the closer that you make your weight gains to that center of action, the less detriment you'll have to the action. It won't like tighten it up or slow it down or anything. So yeah, we're gonna keep that rear treble quite small on this lure, and then just upsize that front treble just slightly. And because I tend to catch quite a few flatties on this lure and big bass, so I like to have a big treble on there. And as you can see, I've put this treble on backwards, so it's got quite a big treble on it, and it's now backwards. So when it sweeps up now, instead of sitting with the 2 points flush against it, that one treble point is going to hit the body, and you can see how much like further down the whole treble sits and points. And you're going to have more chance of catching it on the bottom like this. You're going to get snagged a little bit easier, and you're not going to get quite the same hookup rate with your treble the wrong way around like this. So we're going to take it off and pop it on the other way around again. There we go. Cool. So now you can see our big treble is on there, and now this treble sits nicely up flush against that body layer like that. So we'll actually swap the rear treble out as well with one the same size. So now we've got our little treble in the back here, and his single barb points up, and the front hook is the other way around. So that the single treble barb points down, and the two doubles sort of sit up nice and flush against the body there. And we've got our heavier one on the front and the standard size on the back, and so that way he will slow sink, but he'll slow sink sort of heavy end down, front down. So he'll sit on the bottom if you let it sink all the way, and his butt will be up in the air like a little feeding mullet. So any predatory fish that sneaks up, like a flatty or a brim or anything that wants a piece of this little tango shad, is going to hit that rear treble. But yeah, it's nice slow sink. You can work it all the way through the water column, and his trebles are just aimed the perfect way around to pinch those fish the way we want them to. So yeah, hope this has been useful for you guys. Go out, spend your time in quarantine usefully, and fix up all your hardware for when you get out next time. And maybe I'll see you out on the water from a safe distance. Thanks, guys. Have fun.